So Misha, thank you for agreeing to talk with me a little about the first time rookie experience on the ring.
Yeah.
So first I want to ask you, when you're bringing your car to the ring, what should you think of?
The most important thing is, of course, the safety. Safety for yourself and also safety for others. So make sure that your tires are good, your brakes are good. That makes you help you to turn and to stop, most importantly. But also things such as if you talk about older cars, make sure that your coolant hoses are good, that they cannot burst and you spill coolant everywhere. That your cooling system of the engine is good, that you're not going to leak any oil and cause an accident, because as you know, you will be liable for the damage you cause to others because of your car, which is a big thing. So most important thing is the safety, it's not the speed. And quite often people do the opposite. They make sure that they have a lot more horsepower, they remap their car, which causes them to break down.
To be on the track is so engaging, so you're trying to give your best performance.
Exactly. You're trying to, but the most important thing here is safety. Because if you just stay safe, you can go out again, and step by step you become better, and then you can go faster.
Like some obvious things like fuel, because I had like half a tank, and after 2 laps I was like, on reserve. So should you think of that? Like, should you go full?
I mean, well, it obviously depends. I mean, it's better to be full because you will not be the first person that runs out of fuel, because we have quite often people who run out of fuel because they get so excited about driving the track and they're like, oh, and then they need to get recovery, pay for recovery. So, of course, depending on the amount of laps that you're planning on doing, have a full tank to make sure that you're good.
In your videos, you often spoke about the safety on the ring, and you did as well here right now. But it's really hard when you're trying to focus on your ride to find the apex, stick to the right and observe in your mirrors if someone is coming. But some cars are so fast and some drivers are so fast, they're like appearing from the nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do to stay safe? Having in mind the difference between the car speeds and driver speeds, so what can you do?
I mean, as I mentioned, you just stay on the right side. If you are like really slow driver and there's lots of traffic, choose the times where you can come when there's less traffic on track. So this means probably somewhere later towards the day when everyone has done their laps, or if you come on the weekend, come the first couple of hours when people are still asleep. The most important thing to realize, to understand, is that people don't want to crash into you even less than you want them to crash into you. So they will be, if they're extremely fast, unless they're of course reckless, but there's really 0.1% of people who just go without knowing what they're doing. Really fast guys out there, they know the track, they know the capabilities of their own fast car, if it's like some fast Porsche or another supercar, a fast BMW. They will only drive fast if they know that they can. They will not try to do anything stupid, anything crazy. So in this regard, don't be afraid of other drivers. Make sure that you are safe by staying on the right and being predictable. So when a car is passing you or approaching you, don't go suddenly to the left. Don't go on the brakes, even because maybe the car is still like behind you and going last moment. So be predictable, maintain the things that you're doing. And at the end of the day, it's also, it's public road. So the same rules apply. So they don't want to crash into you, and they should not, because they need to keep distance, but if you, for example, move over too fast to the left, then you are the one causing the incident. So it's a combination of factors, but I think you just need to be aware that others are also aware of you and they have better overview of what you are doing, as long as you're staying predictable.
I was struggling with my tires. Would you recommend to bring I don't know, semi-slick tires to the track, or just regular tires are enough in your opinion?
I wouldn't. I mean, it all depends on your overall setup, of course. Because if you put semi-slick tires on a basic car with stock suspension, you just create a lot of body roll and it will be hard to drive. So if you have good suspension with stiffer springs, stiffer shocks, then of course you can put semi-slicks on. On the other hand, suppose you put semi-slicks in and you come here and it's raining the whole week. What's the point of that?
Yeah, of course.
So
you're not going to be able to put the temperature in.
Exactly, and it will be just simply too slippery. So in that case, just use I would say like an intermediate tire, so like something like Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, and in that case you will be fine. And then of course, if you are already fast enough for semi-slicks, I think those people wouldn't be asking those questions because they know what they're doing. In that case, they would take maybe a second set of tires with them, a second set of wheels. So that's my recommendation. Just if you're starting with something with your first laps, just make sure that you have a tire that works in all the conditions.
I was looking at other drivers. Some are wearing gloves, some are wearing helmets. Would you recommend for a rookie to bring that kind of equipment?
It's a very delicate question because obviously I will. It's hard for me to say like, hey, don't wear a helmet.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the full safety equipment, then a helmet makes no sense with a stock car. With a 3-point seat belt and an airbag, a helmet might cause more damage. Well, it will not help you with anything anyway, and it might cause more damage because it have more weight on your head. So if you have a full equipment, or if you have only the roll cage, in that case you should definitely wear a helmet because that's the hardest point in your car. So definitely wear a helmet in that case. Also make sure to have, like, for example, 4-point seat belts, but then you also need to wear a Hunt system, which is not allowed in TF. And also, yeah, I think all the recent cars are safe enough to keep you safe, and you should not on your first laps to try to go faster than you can, or try to break records or break your car in yourself, you know. So in that case, I'll say just go out and enjoy. There's no necessity to wear a helmet unless, again, you're driving with a caged car. When it comes to gloves, if you get sweaty hands, yes, of course, it could have an advantage. Otherwise, I don't see any point. I almost never drive with gloves unless, of course, it's racing, and that's required for most probably fire protection. But yeah, those are my 2 cents. But it's a very difficult. It's something that you need to decide for yourself. You know, it's hard because it has advantages when it works properly as a whole system, but it can also do you more harm than good if the helmet is only there and you don't have additional safety equipment.
Okay, that's crucial. I mean,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel so much more prepared for the next time. Thank you.
Yeah,
It
no
was,
problem.
It was great talking
Thank
to
you,
Great
thank
talking
you.
to
Really love your car.
Thank you so much.
Love the way. Is this from like an actual RS, or is it just like
No,
something?
it was custom made.
Oh,
actually.
custom. Nice.
I was thinking about changing it to carbon fiber, maybe myself, or rapidly carbon fiber or
Yeah.
something. I mean, it's a constant process. This is a project that will never be
Of
finished.
course,
never be done.
of course. But that's nice.
So I called it 987 Cayman GT4. I love the 987 generation. They didn't have GT4, so I decided to make it myself.
That's nice. I like it. Well, have fun and safe laps. See you next time.
Thank you again.